What's up guys, Sand Legend here, back again with another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and in today's video we're going to be going over the final turtle farming event for the game before it gets replaced by the Pirate King Adventures game mode, which should be dropping around like the anniversary time. So really excited to see what they're going to be doing with that, and hopefully we get the same kind of rewards we get for this turtle farming event, or I don't know what we'll do if that's not the case. But anyway, talking about this event right here, this event is pretty tricky. Not too tricky that you can't like beat or whatever, but tricky in the sense that final stage is gonna be it's gonna be a heart stopper. So going over these teams here, we have 5 teams to go over. So this team does handle very, very well and getting around a lot of the gimmicks. We do have the Page 1, which is a really good recruit for this fight because he does get rid of the spare and damage reduction, which does occur on stage 4, and as long as you have someone to get rid of bind, then you're really home free on that stage, especially if you have a bind support ability, because bind does happen on stage 4 and it only lasts for like 2 turns. So as long as you have someone that has a 2-turn bind removal support, then you're good. But in this case, we do have versus Kaido and Jack, so what we can do is just use Jack on that stage and then use Kaido on the final stage to get our Jack back, so that we can use special again to get rid of the attack down that happens on the final stage there. You also have the rare recruit Raizo, who's able to remove the defense up and the special bind on that final stage. And Kaido does reduce our cooldown, so we don't have to worry about special reverse on that stage whatsoever. And the component's really there just to get rid of block slots on the stage 4. And that's like really always there for you. Also just give it orbital driven characters, but I mean that's whatever. And I have the Magellan and Hannibal on this team also to get rid of the barrier that happens on stage 3. So overall, a really solid team that can handle the stage, handle these gimmicks very well. For the next team, we have a very easy team to use because we are using YamatoAce on the team, which does handle a lot of the gimmicks, being bind and special bind. And so, I mean, just with that alone, we have a lot of room on our team to build for the other fights in the day. So on stage 3, I didn't really talk about it too much because I mean it's a really easy stage to get around. As long as you can save a quick slot on some unit, then you're able to get around that stage pretty easily. But if not, I have other teams that do get around that barrier without having to have quick slot, which would be like the Cat Dog and the Cat Dog team, and the Yamato and Nami team, which we'll go over later. But in this team build, we are using Nami and Usopp as our crewmate because they have the super stop ability to get rid of the spare by 2 turns, which is going to be really useful because we do have the 6+ Whitebeard on the YamatoAce to get rid of 3 turns of the spare. So combined, they get rid of all 5 turns on that stage along with the bind. So all I have to deal with is the damage reduction and the block slots, which I'm pretty sure we use the Straw Hat Crew for, and we also use the Killer for those exact things. You also have to deal with special limit on stage 3, which if you have the Killer, if you have anyone that gets rid of special limit by any number of turns, you're really good for the rest of the round because they can just reduce by 1 until on the next stage it just disappears. Now for the special reverse, we have the Yamato and the X-Drake combined to get rid of all special reverse on that stage, and obviously with their captain ability they get rid of special bind for us too. So that's really it for the team the parts of the team that actually can do something for the run here. He also gets rid of the Drake also gets rid of attack down too. The Parasparrow is actually just here just because he's a boosted unit and we can actually put him on the team here, being able to give us a chain boost for 3 turns and also give Calliphity on the last stage for the X-Drake and himself. And that's really it for this team build. And if you have the, like I said, Straw Hat Crew's going to be our friend captain there, and you can use our final tap to give some serious damage off, just in case you don't have enough damage to deal with the final stage there. Now for this next team, it's a really interesting team. We have Roger and KDAD as our captains this time around, and the reason being is because both of those characters can get rid of some debuffs for us. So the Roger is there to get rid of the despair, and the KDAD is there for the attack down. So all I have to do is round up all of our other characters to get rid of everything else on the stage here. Now, a really good unit for this team right here is going to be here at Wanda, because they're able to get around the barrier, and they're able to use their, they basically have double special, so you can use their special on stage 3 and then use their special again on stage 5 to give us an orb boost, just so we have enough boost to get enough damage out for that final stage. Now we have the rare recruits of, not rare recruits, but we have the Kiku from the KDAD badge, able to get rid of damage reduction by 5 turns, and also give us, I think, a chain boost for 3 turns too, so that's really good. We have the Odin. This is the V2 Odin right here, who does have the ability to remove the special limit with his potential abilities, which is really good. And he also does give us like a buffed attack boost and some color affinity, but I mean, it doesn't matter too much because the Usopp is not really boosted by KDAD there, so he's not really doing enough damage to even matter. But the Usopp, I don't know if I mentioned this already, but Usopp is really good here because he's able to reduce the special bind and special reverse in the special. So as long as you have another person to, as long as you have another unit to get rid of the special reverse again, then you're basically good for that run. Just as long as you have another special cooldown reducer. You use KDAD on stage 4, sorry, to get rid of block slots and everything. Roger on stage 5 to get rid of, not get rid of, but to give the attack boost and everything. You're really just, this is a really solid team to be using for this fight. We have 4 of these units boosted on the in the boosted list, so we're going to be getting hopefully a decent amount of drops for this team here. Now for this team, I'm pretty sure I mentioned this earlier, but I do have this Nami and Yamato team who's able to actually get around these gimmicks quite comfortably. Yamato really good here because they do get rid of bind passively, so that's really good. Nami also really good here because they have the ability to get rid of damage reduction and threshold. So the reason I'm saying that is because after turn 1 with Hyogoro on stage 3, he does put up a threshold, so you can just stall the turn and then use Nami's super class special to get around the threshold and just move on to the next stage. Sorry about that. A little like frog in my throat. The other units on this team, we have the Christmas 6+ Chopper because he does have the ability to reduce cooldown along with special bind. So as long as you have him super evolved, you are able to get around these gimmicks here. The only problem being is that he doesn't have the crewmate ability to get rid of special reverse himself. So I'm using the support of Brûlé on him to reduce our cooldowns, reduce his cooldown on the final stage as he turns. We also have the Drake once again to get rid of the attack down there, and also give us an attack boost for our silent end characters. We also have the Page 1 once again to get rid of the despair and damage reduction. And then the Sanji unit is really good here because he has the support ability of the Onami on him, so that when you use the special, you do get to reduce the defense of the enemy on stage 5. Like I said, the team does comfortably get around a lot of these gimmicks here, and it's a really solid team here. And now for the final team. This is a pretty solid team here too, being able to use Cat and Dog as our captains, because they, for one, they do speed through damage reduction abilities, including the barriers, and they have the ability to reduce their specials with their super class and super type abilities. So we don't really have to worry about special reverse in this team whatsoever. Everything else on this team is basically facilitating getting around all the other gimmicks. So, like, along with Cat Dog, they both give the attack and orb boost for multiple stages, so that's kind of self-explanatory there. We have the Straw Hat Crew being able to get around the block slots on stage 4, and we have the Raizo being able to get around the special bind and the defense up on stage 5, and we also have the support of Kanjuro on that stage, on that unit, to get around the bind on stage 4 also. We have the what's her name, Ulti, to get around the attack down on that stage, and also give us a base attack boost and the chain growth rate boost. And then the Kawamatsu is able to I think the despair on stage 4. There we go. I totally forgot for a minute. I just kind of blanked there. He's able to get rid of the despair on stage 4, and that's really kind of it for that team there. That's a really solid, really quick team, being able to get around a lot of the defensive effects because of the captain abilities and everything. So if you're able to build this team, I'd probably go ahead and build this team. I know the team right now to beat it is going to be like the 6-star Yamato and Jack, because they're just really good synergy there, along with like the Drake, I think King, Usopp, and like some other unit. Really solid team there. So if you have the units to build that team, I'd rather go ahead and build that one, because you get like really good amount of drops to that team there. So I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. It really helps the channel out, and I will see you guys in the next video.